shit set up. Right, well, I don't know where this bit's going. I'm just on the way back from my week-long tour of the UK. It has been absolutely incredible. Obviously, being a resident of Suffolk, there's only so much Suffolk you can see before it gets boring and flat and just ugh. So it's been lovely. I'm going to go a different way. I haven't been this way in a while. Just fancy it. It's going to take me a while longer, but hey ho. Well, yeah, we're alright for fuel. So yeah, it's been a very, very long journey. Yesterday we left at about 11:30 in the morning. We didn't get in until 11:30 at night. And all things considered, we weren't out and about too much. It just took us a long time with stops and everything. Yeah, very sore. My legs were killing me, my back's been killing me, my wrists have been killing me, my thumbs have been hurting. I don't really know what's going on, but we'll figure that out later, I guess. But yeah, it's been good. I've never done anything quite like it. Going around the UK especially with a passenger. I've obviously taken Kay out on the back with me a couple of times before this, just to get used to it, for my sake and her sake. So, but to go all that way, it's it's a bit daunting for someone who's only ever done sort of shorter trips. But yeah, it was really, really good. There's some things to learn, things to do differently, with how I pack and what I actually need to bring. I did make sure I had a mini toolkit with me, just to be able to, if something happens, to be able to fix something. You should have had everything in there that I could have needed. A little puncture repair kit, just in case I pick something up. Mind, I wouldn't have been able to reinflate the tyre, but at least I could fix it and get it somewhere. So at least if it was a slow puncture, I could get to a petrol station and deal with it then. But yeah, it was really good. Thankfully I got my brakes done beforehand, so they were all good to go, and my god did I need them. I would have been in a heap of trouble if I had not sorted that out before I went, because obviously Lake District, Peak District, even bits of Northumberland, it's very, very hilly, and there's actually a few points in that where even in first gear going down some of the hills you still accelerate. There's a few clips of that coming up. So yeah, you have to sort of pick your moments right where you start, braking as such. That's a bit, there we go. Just so you don't cook your brakes, because it's probably very easy to do. But we managed, the brakes are performing pretty well. They're a little bit noisy at the minute. I don't know if they're still bedding in or what. They've been on now for what is probably 1,000 miles in a week. So, I don't know how long they take. I've never had, apart from when I had my, bike new, my SV, I've never dealt with sort of brand new brakes. So, one of the other things that I knew I needed ideally before I couldn't get it done is new tyres. These tyres are not, not in terms of pressure flat, but they've squared off. They've squared off really bad now. They were a little bit squared off before I left, but now they are bad. Up to the point where I can just about feel it lifting over the ledge as I sort of turn and lean the bike. So we need to get that done ASAP. Thankfully, I'm now at the point where as soon as I get home now, The bike is sitting in the garage for a while because I don't know, I'm sort of done riding for a bit now, having done, you know, 1,000 miles ish. You know, I've got my enjoyment out of it for a bit, and at the minute it's boiling hot, and while I didn't really have a choice while I was away about the weather, you know, thankfully it didn't rain, but it was scorching. Now I get to decide, you know, I'm quite happy to go out when it's a bit cooler because I've got everything now. This mesh sort of two-piece sort of suit thing that I've got hasn't done anything really. It's letting air through, but it's not keeping me cool. One of the things I think I've realised is when I dropped my bike off to get the brakes done, I actually wore my leathers and it was really hot. Now the hypothesis was that because this engine runs quite hot, you know, big engine, whatever, but you sort of expect it to do so, and that's fine. I haven't got any, you know, overheating, you know, worries. But because that engine is literally right next to both of my legs and it's quite exposed, we don't have the lower fairings, it's chucking that all into my legs, which on a vented setup that's got loads of mesh, I'm thinking lets it into your, you know, puts it closer to your body quicker. So when I wore my leathers, I felt like that actually insulated me a bit from the heat. So we'll have to see what happens there. But yes, at the minute, I'm not particularly happy with this because it's just not doing enough. I don't know whether anything will do enough, but I expected more from this. But we'll see. See how we go. One of the things I had to get used to with all the weight and the passenger on the back is trying my best to not stop at junctions where possible and keep it rolling, because especially in the more sort of hilly parts, a lot of the junctions you are stopping on a slope, which makes it a lot difficult, especially if it's going to one side. But the roads are brilliant. You know, we've got some decent roads around, you know, my way. Like this is one of the good routes. You know, it's relatively open and whatnot. The roads over the other, you know, the north of the country are absolutely brilliant. However, I see why there is so many accidents and motorcyclist deaths, because I guarantee you get people going there knowing that the roads are good but have never actually ridden or driven there. There's definitely some clips where I'm not getting caught out as per, because I'm riding what I would assume to be properly, or what I would say is properly, given the circumstances. Unfamiliar roads, I'm taking everything very, very cautiously, because not only is it my life that's at risk, it's also my partner who's on the back, and that's not fair. So I'm trying, you know, I try to not put her in a position where, you know, our safety's compromised because I decide to ride like a twat for a few minutes. But yeah, you just can't get away with it over there in a lot of places. You go over crests, you know, through through sort of high altitude moors and stuff, and then suddenly you're downhill with a very tight turn in front of you. And if you cross that peak at 60, which you can do in a lot of the places around there because a lot of it's national speed limit. I did notice a lot of it was 50, but you probably wouldn't want to do more than 50 anyway. But even on the national speed limit areas, if you crossed that at 60 and you started that downhill with a corner, you ain't stopping. So you actually have to have the foresight to go, I can't see over that crest, let's not. And there's a few cases where I'm going the sensible speed, but they are still catching me out, and I'm like, oh shit. So it took an adjustment the further north we went, but it was really good. You know, I did manage to enjoy myself, even riding a little bit more cautiously, which just proved that you don't have to speed and go 100 miles an hour absolutely everywhere to enjoy the roads. Downhill hairpins, also quite interesting, not used to it around here. That's quite common up that end of the country, you know, sort of 20-25% inclines, declines, quite common over there. We're just not used to it down here. So, you know, when people say, oh, this is nothing, that's not a hill, when you're in a place like this that's flat as fuck, you notice it when you find a hill, trust me, because our hills do not matter compared to them. But yeah, it was brilliant. I don't know how I'm chopping this up. I'm kind of thinking about a very, very brief pre-log, although I've been on the road for about 10 minutes now, and I don't really want a 10-minute pre-log. Maybe I'll split up the video and just sort of, I don't know, chop it up. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but either way, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, whenever you see this, if the series is out, or the whole video, then do enjoy. I've looked at very, very little of the footage so far. I've got no idea how it looks. I'm hoping it's all okay. I did have to go and buy another SD card at an expense, which was quite annoying, because the hard drive that I bought with me to back everything up did not work, which is quite frustrating. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, yeah, enjoy, and I will catch you all in the next one.